All right. Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans, 14 points in favor of the Chiefs with a lifeless Houston Texans team.
Lifeless.
I mean, like, it's
sure?
it's so bad. I mean, like, they had the Cowboys just lay down last week and they still couldn't win the damn game. It's just like, come on, if you're ever going to steal one, like, that would have been the one to steal, and they couldn't even steal that one. Now you've got Cooks coming back to practice and saying, like, yeah, but I'm still not going to play. Like, he doesn't want to play. Nico Collins isn't going to go. Damian Pierce now got hurt. He ain't going to go for the Texans. 49.5 is the total. Adam, I looked at a player prop here in this one mainly. Like, Chris Moore for the Texans has become like their de facto number one wide receiver for this team because there's been no Cooks, because there's been no Nico Collins, because everyone else is devoid of talent. They get down in games so quick that it's like easy for them to just have to throw it all over the place. So, I mean, as of this taping, there aren't any of those props up right now. So I might be looking at the more props when they hit. That's probably about my only opinion in this. Could the Chiefs win by more than 14? Absolutely. Have these 2 touchdown favorites had trouble covering over the course of the season? Also, absolutely. So this will be a sit back and watch, and hell, I don't know, maybe this one won't make a TV either.
Remember over the last 3 years, just how much breath and ink we've spent on Kansas City underperforming as a big favorite, right? Like, we've spent a lot of time talking about, Kansas City doesn't cover the big numbers. If you were ever going to take the Kansas City Chiefs as a 2 touchdown favorite, this is the place where you would do just that. The stats about Mahomes in the dome, very clear. He doesn't lose the domes. On the other side, the stats about the Houston Texans quarterbacks, and when I put an S on that, you should know there's a problem, are not particularly generous, but they are going to go with a 2 quarterback system. They are going to play both Jeff Driscoll and Davis Mills at quarterback. And so I don't know what that means for this offense. Last week, it looked all right. I'm not going to lay the 14 with Kansas City. But that being said, anybody who tells me, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and do it, I'm not going to talk you out of it.
I just don't know. Yeah. Oh boy. All right, Steven, maybe you have a play on this. Steven's always good for a play on a game that we are, there's no way we can make a play on this game. Then Steven hops in with his cape on and says, like, oh, the hell, there isn't a play to make in that game. What do you got? You got something here?
I heard a lot of very smart people last week, and I was tempted too. I didn't pull the trigger. I heard a lot of very smart people last week say to bet the Cowboys to cover 17 points against the Houston Texans. But what changed? That was early in the week when we all thought Kyle Allen was still the quarterback. Davis Mills is back to being the quarterback now. And yes, there's some Jeff Driscoll mixed in.
Oh, there's the cape. He's caping for Davis Mills. 58 minutes into the podcast, he's caping for Davis Mills.
Our savior is back to cover 2 touchdown spreads. We're not asking a lot here, guys. This is a huge spread. This is the second biggest spread of the season. And we saw they at least have some fight last week. And we don't need them to be competitive. We just need them to fight enough to not lose by 2 touchdowns. And we know Kansas City doesn't cover big spreads.
Oh boy!
To hell with it. I'm in. Let's go. Davis Mills doing this. 14. To hell with it.
We're doing this. Texans. I can't.
Come on.
Let me tell you why that's going to be a bad ticket too. Not only because it's the Texans that you're having to do. You have to watch the game now. Now you have to pay attention to this game, which is a game that you could have just written off.
Russell Wilson scored 3 touchdowns on this defense last week. For God's sakes! First of all, I do not have to watch it. I absolutely do not have to watch it. If Red Zone puts it on, then so be it. But I mean, why? This Chiefs defense is an issue, guys. When we get to the playoffs,
it's not great. No. It's not great. It's not great. It's not bad, but it's not good. It's like somewhere in between. It
may not matter because Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, but it mattered last year, and it might matter again this year.
Well, we shall see, and I'm loving the fact that that's going to get into your account.